And we're back. Welcome back to another episode. Today, after going through things I hate and love about this car, I'd actually like to share with you guys my opinion on a safe 600 horsepower build. So that's the end goal of this thing, is to make about 600. I've mentioned this before, and this is the list I've got off the Golby's website. I've picked and choose the shit that I want. Not all of it is necessary. Well, most of it's necessary. I'll tell you the things when we go through it that isn't necessary. But it's what I believe if you want to make bulk power. This isn't quoted. I don't know that it will exactly make that power, but looks pretty close to it. So we'll go through it right now. I'll even get up my phone, because my phone will have all of the details of everything and the pricing for all you blokes. Okay, so the first thing on our list here, this is from Golby's. I can't even say that right. I'm a bit of a spastic like that. Okay, so the top of the list is our Barra heavy duty timing chain. That's up in behind here. Now the reason why we're chucking one of these in is just for reliability. Like I've said to you, this what I want to do eventually isn't about making stupid power, it's about making big power reliably. So the biggest factor in all of your barras and that is when you start pushing big power, things start to break. That's the same with all motors. So what I want to do here is go through a list of shit that'll make it so it won't break. Next thing, this is the unnecessary thing, right? So we've got a valve spring kit and some camshafts. Now these cams are, there's the details for all you boys if you want to order it. Just pause it, you're sweet. They're slightly bigger than factory cam, but they're good to run on, like, you know, lowish boost and lowish powers. So the whole point of it is, apparently, sometimes the cams can pit out, apparently, if they have a lot of Ks on them. That's just what I've heard. Don't quote me on that. My idea in the matter is, we've got to take the cams out to do the valve springs. So I'd rather get valve springs that match the cams on there, so she's all sweet. Okay, next bit. If not the most important part, focus. Oil pump. Now boys, you would know this by now. Anyone with the big horsepower barra, they want to get the oil pump done. Boosty, old Connie over here with the Boosty. He needs to get oil pump gears soon. He's making 360 horsepower. We're sort of thinking it's at the limit before we need to start throwing some oil pump gears in. So that's a full oil pump right there. So you can buy just the gears, the billet gears and all the other shit, but you also want to get the backing plate. Well, there's a plate there. Basically, because of the high RPM and the style of pump it sits down on your crankshaft. It floats backwards and forwards at high RPM. So what you want to do is you want to get the whole assembly, so everything's billet, custom made. I also believe that this one also has high flow oil veins and shit like that. That's what it just, there's the part number again. It has high flow oil veins on the other shit, so you get better oil flow. Apparently, that's what the thingy says. Next thing, the Walbro 525 fuel pump in tank, also suited for E85. So like I've said to you, my goal is to run this on flex fuel eventually. Now this list, this is for like years down the track. But I just thought, I went through all this, wasted like a few hours going through all the different gear we could get so that I could show you guys something sort of cool. So that there. Now that'll easily supply fuel to 1000cc injectors, which you'll want if you're running E85, which we'll get to in a second. Okay, next thing is the 1000 horsepower Pro Series intercooler. So it's a plasma man intercooler. I think it's a stage 2. The ANS Performance kit that I have in the car will bolt up to that, I think. Well, no, the kit will bolt up, but I don't know if that's a stage 2. So that's the price of it. It's $1,400. That's the polished finish. You can get raw or black. I wanted something shiny so it looks glittery. Next thing, the most exciting thing, the GTX 3582R Gen 2. So this turbo, it's about $4,000. It is the latest model of upgraded supercharger. Oh wow, upgraded turbocharger that they've brought out. So the best part about this particular one is you can just unbolt up here, take all your oil lines, coolant lines off, and the new one will bolt straight in using factory lines, even the factory dump pipe. So the only thing you need to change is this piping, not this piping, this connector, because the turbo inlet has a 2.5-inch outlet which suits these pipes. And you'll also need to get this pipe changed too, this hose, because it's got a 4-inch intake where this is only a 3, I believe. So, but this Ants Performance kit bolts straight up to it, which is why I sort of looked at it, because it's good. It's also internally gated. It has the biggest flapper mod you can get on it. So it's got the internal gate, you know, you've got your flap. Inside that, it's really, really big. It's huge. So that's one of their selling points as well. It's got all that shit. You don't need to have external gates running out unless you want that. You can always just weld her up or get a different turbo. I personally don't want to get external gate because you're just causing unnecessary drama, especially on a daily. On the track car, however, we'll have gates for days. We'll have them out the bonnet and shit. It'll be great. So yeah, that's all that. Oofed. Also, obviously, you'd be wanting to do all this too, like your oil kit and all the other shit like that, if you're running for the big power, but you boys already would have all that done. Plasma Man fuel rail. So this is a fully billeted Plasma Man fuel rail with injectors, right? That's with the injectors, about $1,000. So that's 6 injectors. Ooh. That's 6 injectors, the 1000cc injectors, fuel rail, plus comes with a regulator too. So that is also what I'd be suggesting you boys to put in as well, because you're gonna have to regulate fuel. Next thing. And last thing. So you're gonna be pulling the motor apart to give you your timing chain, all the other shit. Well, you don't really have to, but if you're going to all that effort, you may as well do the head gasket too, because there's ARP head studs. That's another thing. So there's certain people that have been building cars that aren't, you don't want to get like a dick, but they're building their cars and they're not doing it properly. Like they're just like, yeah, we'll throw big turbos on and run big boost. You can't really do that, because if you haven't upgraded your head studs, all you have to do is lift the head a fraction and you'll just lawn skis. So remember, boys, head studs first. Don't start running a huge boost until you start doing head studs and shit like that. And you should be taking the head off to do it. You don't have to, but I mean, I think Mighty Car Mods, when they did the Crusader, they didn't pull the head off to the head studs. Do that. Take the head off. Do it properly. Maybe if you want, get the head ported too. But then again, that's more money. It's like $1,000 to get it ported. Anything we do on this, I'll be giving you guys price values so you guys know. Try to at least. That is my 600 horsepower package. What I would suggest would hopefully make 600 horsepower. If it doesn't, then whoops, I haven't done it yet, obviously. In saying that, we need a clutch, because the clutch will not handle that. And for you auto boys in there, you might need to get a transmission like overhaul, or get like a valving change so it pushes the pressure up more, because if you start pushing massive power, actually one of Steve's mates, the guy with the Seduce Red FG sedan, which was in a previous video like ages ago, back in the OG days, his mate had a 600 horsepower G6E automatic, and it fried the bloody transmission in it. He didn't get any of the shit done properly. But yeah. Thanks for watching. See you later. Hope you enjoyed my rambling. I enjoy my rambling. Yeah, check out the other videos. Check out the socials. Thank you so much for sitting around this long and watching it. It means a lot. Just things are super slow on the channel at the moment, so unfortunately it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Things are so slow, but I am trying to find things that are interesting. I just thought, yeah. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Catch ya.